Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a DBD discussion video. Yes, the year 7 anniversary broadcast for DBD has gone up. They pushed it up because of the leaks, and I kind of want to talk about everything that was discussed that I really want to talk about. I mean, everybody's making videos on it, so if I miss something, I miss something. And I want to talk about the leaks themselves. Let's start with the leaks while I have this running in the background, just in case you need movement or haven't seen something. I put it to a spot where um, pretty much what most people were looking at, besides Nick Cage. Yeah, surprise, surprise! If you don't already know, Nick Cage is going to be a survivor. Anywho, the leaks. I I'm disappointed, not in behavior or the chapter or anything like that. I've if you've seen some of my older videos, or I shouldn't say older, but if you've seen some discussion videos or things like that, or you know that I've talked about in streams and whatnot, I am pro leaks. Most of the time, leakers, data miners, whatever, do a much better job at generating hype and marketing for game companies nowadays. Everybody is abysmal at doing games marketing for some odd reason. They go into this weird slump of, oh, I put out this trailer teaser that's 2 minutes long, and oh, the new thing's coming in 2 weeks, and then you don't hear from them for 4 or 5 months, and you're just like, okay, what was that, right? So that's where I thought I lied on that for a lot of the time, until the people that did it this time was just egregious. Even I'm not for what happened with the leaks this time around. How dare somebody like leak the entire year basically? Like the entire anniversary chapter or like okay, the new bad guy in Survivor and map, fine. But you really released everything? Everything. That's despicable. I I can't get behind that one. Like you really thought that that was okay to just release everything? I don't care how you got access to it, right? The entire year you kind of spoiled? That's not cool. That's not cool whatsoever. Um so I know I've been kind of like pro leaks in the past, and I still generally am, but this one was crossing the line, like on so many fronts, dude. Like that's just despicable. But at the same time, I don't. How do I phrase this? There's some good that comes out of it. I think this also could be them just listening to feedback that we've already given, but this is a funky bit here, right? Because and if you decide to look through the broadcast in total, they talk about how that they are going to be doing more like live streams and things for chapters and give more updates, which is something I've talked about that they need to do. I've told people the way that Warframe does dev streams and like prime time is peak marketing and community engagement to keep in contact and understand things so that you don't end up making chapters that people absolutely despise, and like you don't just make people not want to play your game because after 3 months of silence you've put out something that people don't like, right? Like that's something that you should be doing as a live service game. um Now I'm not going to say that the leaks made them come to this decision, but I do think it was a little bit of the nail in the coffin, if I'm being honest with you. They asked for how we can address things before in the past when like with surveys and stuff for the Skull Merchant chapter and the Night chapter. And it's just you need to be doing these type of things now. But I can't remember who it was on Twitter. It's a DVD content creator that made a great point. Um what I think it was Otofu. Um made a great point, right? They used to do these things more often, but the community just loves to like wait for them to say anything to try to rip it apart and twist it to the worst way. I If I'm being honest, the DBD community, I'm not a fan of a lot of the community outside of certain aspects, right? Because it's just a lot of people whining and a lot of people just being outright cruel and mean, and I don't really like that. And it's weird. It's not like hate speech more often than not. It's not those type of weird toxicity culture, but it's this weird you have to listen to me or you don't know what you're talking. I don't know how to describe it, but I just say all that to say it while I move on is to that's why I can understand if they didn't want to get back into doing live streams frequently. Now, what I want to talk about right now, well, there's this live stream, the thing that's going on in the background. I don't know how I feel about the bad guy yet. And of course not because don't have my hands on him yet, but it's kind of what I wanted personally. Like this would be my maybe replacement to Trickster if I'm being honest, like what I'm from what I understand how the power works right now, or maybe even like a replacement to my secondary of like Pinhead and Nemesis. um, and Slinger, like maybe another secondary under my belt. But it comes to the downside that I understand where some people really, really struggle with things like the Knight and Skull Merchant. I really don't like sci-fi horror, if I'm being honest. It's not that it's like too creepy or anything. I just don't care enough. Most of the ones that I see aren't executed great. And if you have been one of my friends that have heard me rant about Splice, I'm sorry. But for the gameplay itself of the character, the singularity, this creepy monstrosity, I am glad that we're getting more monster baddies in DBD. I'm glad that they're taking a leap to expand onto more horror. I can already hear some of the regular crowd going, but it doesn't belong in DBD. A horror game shouldn't have other horror, it should just have the horror that I think it should have. Yeah, shut up. I don't care. Really? Then honestly nobody cares about how you feel about that. It's already coming. It's already there. Um, but to that extent, I think it's about time. Like, if you're going to be this Hall of Fame of horror, it shouldn't take this long that we've only been doing slashers and a few supernatural. It shouldn't have taken this long. So, I'm excited for that. And this is my tinfoil hat moment. They are introducing a new realm um, that is going to be based on sci fi and spookiness of that genre. And they teased that the license chapters that are coming this year are going to be pretty well known, and it is a license with a capital L. Um, my guess is capital Alien. That's my guess, and this realm can be the stepping stone of setting up something that would be for the Alien franchise. That's just my guess, my tinfoil hat. Let me know what you think about that. Um, so there's that. Then there's also mechanics that and features that we're getting to in this background right now that I I'm hopeful for, but I don't have a lot of faith in. They're talking about map updates, to save you some time if you haven't seen this already. They're going to talk about addressing Fractured Cowshed and Rancid Abattoir. Rancid, okay, don't care if it's in the realm that they're already addressing, mighty well, right? But Cowshed, with their current trend of quote unquote fixing maps, all I can see them doing is going, hey, we know that Cowshed can be quite a nuisance, so instead of putting it at the corner of the map, we've moved it to the middle. So now that the main building is the main building, that's what I see happening, and I really hope that I'm wrong. But I'll give them a bone on this one because they said that they're also going to be looking to actively make these changes, not just a one and done kind of thing. They also listed a bunch of things that they've changed on maps, and um yeah, so I'm scared um if they will ever accomplish what they think that they say they will accomplish. Then the other thing that they talk about here is that they're going to fix face camping. Ooh. I'm gonna be honest, it sounds really good. It sounds really good how they plan to fix it. I still don't care. And if you play like me, as in don't face camp, it will not affect you. And if you face camp, you're not going to get better at the game and you're going to find yourself having to face camp more often. So, the change that they are proposing so far is that there will be like a bar, and the survivor will you know how like the hook meter happens and so on and so forth, that if you are right there, their bar will fill and they will be able to pull themselves off of the hook and get all of the benefits of being pulled off hook, like endurance and yada yada yada. um Even at second stage, if you are like too close to the hook, and then if you aren't, the hook will be normal rate. I think this is going to be really finicky because if they make the radius too small, it'll be like not effective at addressing this face camping business. But if they make it too wide, I can already see them not thinking to make sure it doesn't work like Boons or Drones, where it's both maps. I mean, sorry, both floors of like a two-floor map or something like that. So I don't know. I have hope that they get it right. I don't have faith that they will, but I have hope. All right. Um, I do feel bad for them in the moment that they're in because while we didn't know about some of these things, the things that we now know about because of the leaks is really going to put a damper onto what behavior can do. Licenses might not want to work with behavior from the level of leaks that got revealed this time around, and I'd be surprised if everything just goes swimmingly from here on out. Now, that is to say, most license holders aren't actively keeping up with what's going on in the community of like the thing that they're partnered with. But if you hop on Twitter and you just see that you're trending all of a sudden, and you know that you weren't supposed to be revealed for a few months, ooh, that's not a good look. So, hey, there's that. Then the other thing that I kind of want to talk about, cosmetics. I'm going to try to skip ahead here. Where was that? Oh yeah, the is it cosmetics game. Shout out. I think everything that I saw so far is going to be pretty darn banger. Everything, like I'm so ready for this to be on my Oni. But at the other time, there's the anniversary stuff that has its own cosmetics. Boop. Boop. There we go. The mask looks sick. I'm excited for this. Definitely gonna put this on my night and gonna put that on Oni, but I don't know what the rest of the cosmetics are going to be from here on out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. These look cool. I don't know. I think all of the cosmetics that they're revealed today are pretty banger. I am pretty proud of them for this time around. I've been kind of critical of cosmetics before because I'm just like, what are you doing? But I haven't seen a bad one. Where's Hillbilly? He just said Nia and Hillbilly. There you go. In case you haven't seen it. And then I'll just leave the codes up in the background in case you haven't seen those yet. I'm This was kind of a rant and a ramble, but overall, everything looks good from the anniversary. It really does. I feel really bad for behavior for what the leaks have done for this year. Like this year, not just this year's anniversary broadcast, this year. This is going to wreck them internally for a bit. And yeah, I I'm hopeful. It's weird to say, but I'm hopeful. Oh, that's the other thing before I forget. They said that they're going to be doing like updating perks and things like that more frequently. Not in the same, dosage that they did with the big overhaul recently, but if they are finally updating things like territorial imperative and I mean, people like red herring, but like I don't know, something also useless. Please go ahead. I don't care if I have a one new perk to work with one for a month. Been playing this game for years. Hey, it's about time. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Tell me what you think about everything, and well, if I'm just off my rocker about some of this stuff. And yeah, if you liked the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.